You ever look at your dog and get the weird feeling that they aren't just looking at you, but actually studying you? Most of us think we're the ones in charge. We buy the food, we set the rules, and we teach them how to sit or stay. But if you look closely at the latest science, the dynamic flips completely. A massive shift in canine psychology shows that the smartest dogs out there aren't just following our lead, they are actively figuring out how to play us. They have spent thousands of years turning the human-dog bond into a precise art form, decoding our moods, predicting our moves, and subtly shifting our emotions without us even realizing it. If your dog does these specific things, you aren't training them, they're training you. Think about the moment you walk through the front door after a brutal day at work. You haven't said a word, your shoulders are slumped, and you're trying to act normal. But before you even drop your keys on the counter, your dog already knows your entire vibe. Most people assume it's just a gut feeling or that dogs can smell fear. While scent is a big part of it, the real trick is much more calculated. They are running a visual scan on your face, but they aren't looking at you head on. Humans are wired in a unique way where our deepest, most genuine emotions show up first on the left side of our faces. Average dogs will just stare at you blankly, waiting for a cue, but a truly brilliant dog uses something called a left gaze bias. The second you enter their line of sight, their eyes lock onto your left eye and the left corner of your mouth. They're doing a split-second evaluation of your mental state. They aren't waiting for you to sigh, slam a door, or start speaking in a frustrated tone. They predicted your bad mood 3 seconds before you even fully realized how stressed you were. By reading those tiny, involuntary muscle twitches on the left side of your face, they immediately adjust their strategy, deciding whether to give you space or step in for a calculated cuddle sessions to get what they want. And that brings us to how they actually alter your physical brain chemistry to suit their needs. We all know that making eye contact with a pet feels great, but the mechanics behind it are fascinating. When you and your dog lock eyes, both of your brains get flooded with oxytocin, which is the exact same chemical that bonds a parent to a newborn baby. It lowers your heart rate, calms your nerves, and makes you feel completely safe. An ordinary dog will stare at you when they're staring at the piece of chicken in your hand, but a genius dog uses this eye contact with zero external prompts. They will wander into the room, sit down, and just hold your gaze with total intensity. They aren't looking for a treat in that moment. They're executing a deliberate chemical trick. They have learned that by holding your eyes, they can actively force your brain to drop its cortisol levels. It is a total mind hack. By making you calmer and more relaxed, they make you significantly more compliant. You become softer, your guard goes down, and suddenly you're much more likely to let them on the couch, take them for an extra walk, or toss them a piece of dinner. They're literally editing your mood to make their own lives easier. Then there's the way they track your daily schedule, which often feels like pure magic. Every pet parent has experienced that moment where you look at the clock, realize it's almost time for a walk, and turn around only to see your dog already sitting by the leash. Or maybe they wait by the window exactly 10 minutes before your car pulls into the driveway. People love to say dogs have a built-in clock, but the reality is much wilder. They're using their noses to measure the physical passage of time. When you leave the house in the morning, you leave behind a massive cloud of your unique scent. As the hours tick by, that scent slowly starts to evaporate and break down in the air. A highly intelligent dog maps this scent degradation down to the microscopic level. They know exactly how strong your scent is when you first close the door, and they know exactly how faint it gets by 5 o'clock. They don't need a digital watch because they can literally smell the timeline of your day. When your scent particles hit a specific low threshold in the house, it triggers a memory in their brain that says, "The human returns now." They march over to the door or the window, not because they heard your car, but because the air in the room told them you were close. It's a flawless system that allows them to stay 2 steps ahead of your routine. But the cleverest trick in their playbook is how they read your pre-signals to predict your choices. Ordinary dogs react to obvious triggers, like the sound of a plastic treat bag opening or the click of a leash. A high IQ dog is watching the boring, everyday movements you don't even think about. They are watching your context. They notice the specific way you slide your phone into your pocket when you're getting ready to leave versus when you're just sitting down to watch a movie. They know the difference between the shoes you wear to go mow the lawn and the shoes you wear to take them to the park. They're constantly running an internal database of your habits, connecting your tiny, unconscious movements to future rewards. This level of reasoning lets them guess your intentions before you even act on them. If you pick up your keys a certain way, they're already at the back door. If you open a specific kitchen cabinet, they're sitting perfectly upright because they know that's where the good biscuits are kept. They're reading the pre-signals of your entire life, manipulating the situation so that by the time you actually decide to do something, they've already positioned themselves to benefit from it. At the end of the day, we like to think of ourselves as the teachers in this relationship. We buy the training books, we watch the tutorial videos, and we reward them with treats when they finally learn to do what we ask. But if you look at the master plan, it's pretty clear who has who figured out. We are the most complicated, unpredictable, and rewarding puzzles in their entire environment, and they have spent their whole lives studying us. They know exactly which look makes us feel guilty, exactly which nudge gets them a scratch behind the ears, and exactly how to navigate our emotional highs and lows to keep the household running smoothly. So, the next time you look over at your dog, take a second to really notice what they're doing. Are they subtly tracking the left side of your face? Are they staring deep into your eyes for no clear reason, forcing a quick hit of happy chemicals into your system? Are they waiting by the door before you've even reached for your jacket? These aren't just cute little accidents, they're the marks of a brilliant mind that has been watching you, learning you, and managing you from day one. Drop a comment below with the craziest thing your dog has ever done to get their way, and subscribe if you're starting to realize your pet might actually be a hidden genius.